All right, this is Aimcom here with this project, Supermarket Analysis Agent, and I've been working on this project for a while. I didn't do no videos for a while because I was really intense just to do this one page. Okay, folks, I didn't work on anything else but this one. But this one here, there's lots to it. It just seems like if I was going to say, oh, I'll show you how it works in 15 minutes, I think that you're going to have to hold your breath and it's going to take, I'm going to kind of deep dive and show even how I built my prompts and even let's maybe um, update one, how I do it. Uh, yeah. And so let's get into it right away. It's like, I added a few things, you know. Um, I could choose a few things. Ethereum on 4 hours, 30 minutes. Um, and these are just like a kind of portfolio style. I could add more. I'm using like basically, I'm simplifying my life by using only um, Binance to fetch through Axio, but Binance is gives me quite a. It's got a few coins there, so it's perfect, and it's got all the major coins. Um, plus it has its own coin, Binance coin. Like it has this one. You know, um, so I'm using ChatGPT here, 3.5 Turbo. Okay. Um, Before I use it, you know, um, let's deep dive right like in the back file here, and let's go to this file here. Let's see if I can move myself a bit here. And I had a journey through this code, because when I first started this code, um, I was using create completion. Okay. And maybe I should take a moment and show you folks the difference between create completion that I was using to create chat completion. All right. And using a different model and using a message. And within message, it's fun. You can have system, user, and you can have also, let's say, assistant. I have other prompts. Um, let's go see this one. Okay, system user. Yeah, okay. Here I got system user. I was talking about assistant and I'm not using it, but I'm sure I'm using it. There's a lot to the program and I've been working on it a lot. So I work on one prompt and my video is blurry. There we go. I wonder if the rest of the video is going to be blurry. Okay. So let's not confuse too much here. We can have assistant also. For the moment, okay. I'm just going to back up here. These are tests. I don't actually need that for the moment. This is my handler. Okay, so it's a big function. ChatGPT suggests that I break it down a bit. So I would just refer you folks to do the same thing, not to create But it's just that like you just want to get it working right and see if you can get it all set up. So with time, I could take it a day and just relax on this function and break it up. But for the moment, it's quite, it's the whole thing here, this bottom piece. Okay. So, and there's a lot happening inside of it when it's called because I'm posting things, I'm getting things, fetching things, um, I'm integrating from the front end here, all these choices, okay, that has to come in from my, see, I got my index C file to my generate C file, okay, for the pages like C, everything C. Uh, I think I talked about this before. You see upload file C, that's part of that download C, because all my files, like every page is here. Um, I have buttons. I could download the conversation of that page, uh, fetch that page, delete that page. I have that choose file button on every page. So just to clarify, try to minimize the confusion of all these side files here. Okay, so I'm really working on one file. I'm just, and I won't even be touching it like these files here. Just to maybe jump into it. Okay, that's what it looks like. You know, it's and basically ChatGPT just built all this slowly, piece by piece. I asked him, I want to do a download file, blah blah blah. Okay, add this, add that. So okay. Um, Coming back here, we're in my handler. Okay, so my handler, um, as you can see, what dot body here is what is posted from another file from in my index file C here, which I'll go there in a sec. Um, so this is where my chat post is, where create chat completion is being kind of pushed to get a response. But I kind of build it first, right? And I add a few things. I talked about this in some of my other videos. Uh, Maybe I added more stuff since last video. Maybe, oh yeah, maybe from the last video, I can't remember. Peak contraction detection, throw, and recovery. It's like 5 main pieces that I found that it helps a lot for myself to go, okay, I'm looking at at a candlestick chart or just a market, and where's the market? Is it recovery? Is it at a peak? What is it doing? And then there's another factor is that you got different intervals, like in the whole year. How does it look like? Is it we're at the end? Is it now we're at recovery? Because when you go down into like 15 minutes or half an hour or 4 hours, there's a kind of a different movement happening. You can have some uptrends, some downtrends, and I'm trying to make sure through my testing that ChatGPT while I'm questioning it and building a report, um, that I want to see if there's a bit of a consciousness between this factor of intervals from a long yearly report to a short-term report, you know. But up to now, I think that ChatGPT, through my testing, I gave him the choice to choose minutes and months as interval, and he will jump from 1 day to 4 hours to 1 week but he likes the 4 hours. He pushes the 4 hours a lot in coming back into, and I'll show you guys why. Like, because I give him the choice. I have this prompt where I want him to decide. So market strategy, interval, time series. I gotta kind of find myself too in here. Um, so I'm just gonna go here. I'm gonna start a bit higher here. Okay, here is generate a summary. Okay, of my last conversation of the conversation. Well, the conversation. It takes the whole conversation. I paginate it, or I do this with it. Okay, I structure it only, but I only take like 3,000 characters of the end piece, like the latest of it, to be re-injected into the system here. So I have max history, and it comes here where it's truncated. All right, and so now it's under that string here, which is now inserted into the user message. So system, what's the system message? Um, as an AI assistant, your role is to review the provided conversation history and create a concise, organized summary. Your task involves identifying key points, the recent high versus all the time high, the recent low versus all time low. Keeping a track record of these 5 market trends: peak, expansion, contraction, throw, recovery. Potential detail, trending, trading strategies, and themes. Okay, it's important to consolidate similar concepts and eliminate any duplicates. Given that the report may vary in their timescale, you see, and may analyze different crypto assets, it's beneficial to take note that all you to note that allows you to compare the strength of these assets against each other. So if I'm giving him all kinds of, my lists of crypto, I'm looking at Bitcoin, then I'm looking at Ether, and he's using the last report to re-establish how the sentiment of the market is. So, but I'm mixing with Bitcoin and Ether, and basically, like I would have this theory: all the ocean rise, all ships rise, right, or reverse. So when Bitcoin goes up, I mean, all the other cryptos go up, and vice versa. Other than the fact that there's like in the up and down, there's a weakening in the some cryptos get stronger, some get weaker in the ups and downs. So yeah, at the end of the year, which of the horses are the strongest? It's the whole thing about beating the market is always choosing the best horse. Right. Good luck. Good luck, everyone. But if we got a good percentage, hey, usually bankers would you would want to be about 70% proof, right? If you're 70% proof, you're kind of going to make money. And so Elon Musk is pretty lucky at 91 proof, 91 point something proof. Nice, nice. I wish. A dream come true. Cool. So, well, AI, I think everyone's going to boost their capabilities. Bankers who know already what to do and kind of get the feel of how to use OpenAI, ooh, they're gonna go, whoa, I could push what I was trying to do. ChatGPT says, this is how you do it. So if you can explain it right to ChatGPT, he'll give you a righteous answer according to your he's like a perfect mirror of our language. So let's continue here. I was just going to finish reading this. So, you know, this could be maybe worked on, um, given that the report may vary in their time scale. How does ChatGPT, how does the brain, how our neural network will refer all this the way I'm saying it, Um, so in time, it could change. I could ask ChatGPT to give me some more. I use ChatGPT 4 to help me create prompts, to get like really perfect prompts. So um, let's go to user message content. You should use the provided truncated conversation history string and that to create a list of memories that can be referred to in the future. This process of summarizing and organizing information must help to guide the investigation of the sentiment of the market to choose the right strategy for the present trend. So, all right, because I like using indicators. I like him to group indicators together, because they all have their little strengths, and they're all like, how to say, you want to read money, you need these indicators to overbought, oversold, all kinds of little details. And yeah, so I'm here. Let's keep going down here. What did I do here? All right. Generated capability plus. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's make some room here. All right. So we have the peak state indicator, relative strength, William %R, commodity channel index, stochastic oscillator, and the Bollinger Band. Okay, so I must have, and I know I have, I can't my memory sometimes, but I use ChatGPT 4 to help me create prompts, right? So I must have asked them to group me relative indicators that would, identify peak state, expansion state, contraction state, you know, and I group and to give me the best indicators that do just that. So when it does an analysis of the market, which I'm a bit limited, but he's doing a pretty fine, tiny job. Yeah, I'll show you folks how I do that. Right. So, okay, where am I at here? Create system message. Let's see something. Yeah, okay, system message, and then this is the object. Yeah. And return. Okay. So it's I'm like integrating it. I'm preparing the prompt here. Okay. So we'll just continue. Okay. We do all this, and as you can see, uh, the expansion state, contraction, they're all like put into here, and they're added through the words. That's amazing here. Just through words. Okay. The it'll flow through it. It'll understand. This is pretty amazing. But because it's a different way of connecting things together, um, because it has a different relation. It has more of a relation with patterns than actually connection. So if two things are similar, that's a connection kind of for a brain, I would say. Instead of like A equals this. That's a connection. Or, you don't have to say ChatGPT, this equals this to have two things similar. But anyways, like I'm actually saying this is similar to that. So that is similar to this. Or, if I'm using that word, that is similar to that. So, okay, let's keep going on. Create chat. So I integrate all that in here. So system, all right. It's all the above here. And it's all like getting prepared. Well, actually, here it's I'm awaiting for that response. I'm awaiting for it now. Okay, so it's all prepared. The user content is prepared, right? Which is review the organized memory collection and the current interval based on the current trend detection of the market. Select from the 5 most suited strategy: the peak, the expansion, the contraction, the throw, or the recovery indicator. Then design a prompt for a new trading strategy that adapts to market movements and the suggested interval. So he's going to work, right? That's a task. So that goes, and to do that task, this is all kind of put together here. So you have interval here. Interval would be those, is it a minute? So I'm actually telling him, you're doing something for this interval, whatever we choose, or whatever. Let's see, am I choosing? Let's just do a follow through here. Okay, interval right here. Whoops. Okay, so let's okay, interval. Where do I push it? Right here. Dot push interval. Okay, no, interval comes from my front end. I was just making sure here. Yeah. Okay. And summary, chat completion. Okay, we do all that. So now I have this other generate summary 02. Kind of the same thing here. I got system rule. So here I said in the interval, the organized memory. Okay, from the last prompt there. So I kind of give them these two things. And what do I ask them? Upon reviewing the last report and the timescale interval used, you have been tasked to determine the next time series interval to use for the next report. Use your organized memory collection to adequately choose the next interval to analyze. Here's a list of possible choice starting from a more broad view of the market to a more in-depth insight. So I just give them these 1 month to 1 minute interval. The generated response must equal one of the choices only. Example, 1 month or 1 minute. He doesn't usually give me 1 month, 1 minute, but he likes. He kind of understands all this. Maybe I could actually make it better all the time. The prompt. You change something too much, it's not, So it's kind of doing the task that I want, right? And all right, and here is the the, the Binance endpoint, and I can't. You see, it's not. I'm not actually. You see the URL here. I'm actually preparing it because you can't send directly to Binance like brackets like that. Okay, it won't take it. It'll be a default. Because look, I'll show you folks. I'll just click this. Right? You see how it came back here? It's not good. Okay, because of those brackets. Okay, but my code works because of I just kind of prepare it. Okay, I make this, I push it into an array, and then I take it. So I know that in the array, if I do it like in I have another file that I'm just putting it into the state, use state, and when I fetch it from the use state, I don't have no brackets. I got my what the tick is, like if it's BTC or ETF, ETH or BNB or LTC, all my that maybe I could go to that file. Well, let's see, where am I at here? We'll just keep strolling down, okay? Because we're going to be, uh, as I showed you the handler in the beginning. Now I kind of prepared these functions, right? These are all. Uh, well, let's wait. I'll grab one. Okay, right here. This is a function. Right there. Boom. This would be another function. So fetch data. So if I now in my handler is right there. So let's just make it simple for us. Fetch data, line 316, line 316. Let's go tap here, 78. Okay, I do use it up here. And we're at line 366. And we are inside my handler right here. So when I click the handler, all that will kick in, you know. For a coder, it just seems, yeah, that's the way it works. But for a beginner, it's like, okay, that's the way it works. But yeah, it's Legos. Everything is wired up. You know, if there's not a circuit, you can't have a light bulb. So we'll keep digging in here. Okay, inside here, I do have an extra kind of the main prompt here where the capabilities were that when I had introduced that the first time and while I was building the project, it's like it made a big impact on the result, you know. So it's just put into a handle, okay, and capabilities. So the agent has those capabilities. Pretty cool, right? So whatever um, the agent is anything of these here. So the capabilities come to these guys. So that's how it's introduced to ChatGPT. So I am an assistant. I am this, I am whatever I speculate I want him to be. You know, I want him to be a writer. I want him to be a poem writer or something. I want him to analyze something. I want him to be a code editor. All right. And here I want him to create me a report on the market with as much finesse, detail that we can extract from with with a certain logic, right? And guidance, so it kind of feels good that you want to kind of play with it more and more and extract more from it. And that's how I kind of feel with it right now. And I'll show you folks if that big breath. 15 minutes is impossible. um, so now the main prompt here. Let's open this up here. Start by titling the report with interval use for this crypto asset. Okay, so whatever you choose, the report is going to be that. Market analysis report is that interval. Okay. This report will provide an insightful, and because it's content, it's going to ChatGPT in that format. So it's like Bitcoin, whatever. If I take ETH, it's ETH. I'm telling him, not nothing else. Because at the same time, I'm also giving him the latest item that I kind of talked about it in my last um, video right here, and I was capable with Chat Turbo to add a bit more extended, more characters, I would say, tokens, than last time, which is 1,000, 1,500. Because with all the rest of the stuff that I'm pushing through, you're like, oh, how does he do all that? Push because it's limited. I sometimes I have to restart it, just restart it, like kick it back in because I'm pushing it too hard. And it's not that expensive. Not this one, not ChatGPT Turbo. It's I'm pretty glad. I might even like put let people try it out and see. Um, okay, so we're on this here. The report will provide an insightful overview of the current market behavior based on the latest market data. It should identify the current state of the market and examine various technical indicators, including trend identification indicators, momentum indicators, overbought, oversold indicators, or reversal indicators. Furthermore, take into account recent trend and change in these indicators. I'm putting the package here. Okay, you utilize your expansion, peak, contraction, throw, and recovery detection capabilities to support the assessment of an AI day trader assistant. Pay particular attention to the user input. Okay, and why? So imagine I'm putting some input here. You can put whatever you want here. Okay, but I'll show you what kind of input I'm going to put here. It's because I'm preparing these trading strategies, trading strategies, right? And creating a prompt for it so that I can use. So that's going to be uh, selected indicators and and selected indicators. Let's take a second here. That's all like selected indicators. There we go. Selected indicators. Okay, that's what you choose right here. These are the selected indicators. So you can influence to make sure you want that indicator to be used in the analysis. Okay, he'll use a group. He uses groups. I try to push them to create groups of indicators. So, but and these is individual indicators that you can push. Yeah, I don't have to slide that way. I gotta go this way. All right, latest. Selected indicators and provide a detailed analysis of the current market condition. Discuss if the indicator suggests we are in a particular market state. Also, identify key points where market transition might have occurred and provide a rational base on the indicators. Take into consideration factors such as market volatility. Suggest a list of potential impact from economic events that may affect a reversal of the current trend. And the suggestion should offer a broader economic context than the interval segment. The report should guide investment decision, taking into account the interval used and the market strategy proposed by the recent report here. Boom, recent report, the I report. What is the I report? It's this report. What is that report? uh, what is that report? Okay, where do I push it? I push it here. So it's the generated prompt plus the conversation retention file. All right. Conversation retention file. Okay. Conversation retention file. So it's kind of the last conversation, the last thing it said. This is where I put it in. I put it into a JSON file, keep it and extract it. And every time it just gets cleaned up. I clean up this file. It never grows more than one line because it's not like this one here where it's growing. Okay, this one here is growing. As we go along. So and generated prompt equals that generated capacity plus where I had all this that I showed just prior here, how I set in this create chat completion model GPT 3.5 Turbo. So I set in a system and a user, and I don't have the assistant. I was hoping I don't know, maybe I used the assistant somewhere. I didn't see it. I thought I did. I don't know why I didn't. I don't have somewhere. Maybe I just like the assistant better, the system than the assistant. Because the assistant is like you got the system and you got the user. User is kind of what you're gonna push to it, and the assistant could take what's the system and respond to the user a bit like, yeah. I'm just mixing things up, but I think people, it's this part here. Okay, yeah. Let's say for everyone. Um, this is something that I like to actually go see other people, how other people are putting these little Lego blocks together. How are they using these three pieces? Because this is it kind of, you can build quite a bit. And I haven't even did embedding yet, which I would like to maybe take. So I want to see what he can give out, but turn the trading strategy that he proposes into an embedding. So that's the future of that, to see but now that I talked about, like, I'm into my handler function, and a lot of it here is um, pushing things, recording things to my JSON file, stuff like that, where bit of a headache, tired. It'll just tire everyone out to try to audit that. So let's do some testing here, and let's start off with the supermarket analysis in general, Bitcoin, the Bollinger Band. I'll do what I like to do. I always like to start the Elliott wave, like this big thing, and broad view, monthly, weekly. I'll go weekly, and I'm on the Elliott wave, and let's use this. And there's an actual prompt that comes with it. Okay, so if or sometimes I have, here, I'll better show off here. Okay, it's gone. Okay, I'm just gonna change this. I don't know if I have one here. No, you see, changed it. There's nothing, and this one here, there's a prompt that comes with it. So that's the input. All right, that I'm putting into that little input, user input. Produce a report with an engaging title, incorporating the current date and time, focus detecting on what wave is the current market using the Elliott wave theory with a provided financial timescale data, specifically uh, concentrating on the most recent price of the data set. Include only relevant information and clearly suggest potential entry and exit price. Entry strategy. If the recent Elliott wave analysis indicates a potential transition from a correction phase to a recovery phase, and the MAC, you see, transition from a correction phase to a recovery phase. So correction means it's probably going down, downward slope, and then the recovery. Okay, so um, line crosses above a signal line, consider entering a long position. If the RSI is below 30, indicating oversold conditions, and the price breaks above the upper Bollinger Band, consider entering a long position. See if the it's weird how it says it here. Oversold. Okay, so but then the Bollinger Band entering in the Bollinger Band is topping. Okay, so it's a bit weird how it says it. You have to kind of sit back and read this over and over to kind of, okay, it makes sense. I took time to read it here. So if the recent Elliott wave analysis indicates a potential peak transition and the MAC line crosses below the signal line, consider exiting a long position. If the RSI is above 70, indicating an overbought condition, and the price breaks below the lower Bollinger Band, consider exiting the long position. So it's got two in and out, entry and outside, entry and exit. So let's hit. I got 1 week. I got all that. All right, let's just punch it in. I got these little things I'm testing, because I ask ChatGPT, how many can you find me of these things? And give me a list. So, yeah, I'm just going to pause and I'll be right back, folks. All right. So, as before, I don't know if I should just move this somewhere here. And I like to do this. I just like to kick that in. But Just make sure. Got 1 week at the BTC. Make sure BTC, yeah. And it starts. So when it starts off, it says, you know, it talks about what it's going to do. So,
BTC/USD.
Okay.
BTC/USD.
What's going on here? Wait.
Supermarket analysis agent. Interval used for this crypto asset. BTC/USD market analysis report.
Yeah, that's the one.
Report based on the latest data. The BTC/USD market has been exhibiting certain patterns and behaviors. Let's analyze the market using various technical indicators. Trend identification. The moving averages for the BTC/USD pair are currently upward sloping, indicating a bullish trend. This suggests that the market is experiencing an expansion phase. Momentum indicators. The moving average convergence divergence (MACD) line has recently crossed above the signal line, providing a bullish signal. This indicates potential momentum building up in the market. Overbought or oversold indicators. The relative strength index (RSI) is currently below 30, suggesting oversold conditions. However, the price has not yet broken above the upper Bollinger Band, indicating a potential long entry signal. Reversal indicators. There are no definitive reversal signals from the Elliott wave theory (MACD) or Bollinger Bands at the moment. However, it's important to monitor these indicators for any potential changes in market direction. Recent market transitions. 1 March 2023, the BTC/USD market entered a recovery phase after a correction. The MACD line crossed above the signal line, indicating a potential entry for a long position. 2 April 2023, the market reached a potential peak as the MACD line crossed below the signal line. This could have been an exit signal for a long position. Potential impacts and economic events. It's important to consider potential impacts from economic events that may affect the market trend. Based on the current market analysis, the BTC/USD market is in an expansion phase, with potential for further upward movement. However, it's crucial to closely monitor the indicators for any potential reversals or changes in the market trend. Investment decisions should be guided by the indicators mentioned above, as well as the market strategy proposed in the previous report. As always, it's recommended to conduct further research and analysis before making any investment decisions. Note: the market strategy proposed by the recent report is undefined. Therefore, it is recommended to refer to previous reports or consult with a financial advisor for a comprehensive investment strategy. Please note that this report is provided for informational purposes only and should not be considered as financial advice. Trading and investing in the cryptocurrency market involves risk. Always do your own research and consult with a professional financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Generated with more capabilities.
So
Organized memory collection
those
during interval of 1 week.
functions that I talked about before the handler.
Market tops, which can be useful for adapting to market movements and adjusting trading strategies accordingly. Prompt for a new trading strategy. 1. Monitor the relative strength index (RSI).
Okay.
Commodity
So
channel index.
I'll talk about this a lot.
Peak indicators and closely monitoring overbought conditions. Traders can adapt to market movements and adjust their trading strategies accordingly, potentially optimizing their trading decisions within the suggested alternative generated response. Based on the current bullish trend detection in the ETH/USD market and the selected interval of 1 week, the most suited strategy would be the peak indicators. Prompt for a new trading strategy. Take advantage of the bullish trend in the ETH/USD market and focus on identifying potential overbought conditions using peak indicators. Monitor the relative strength index (RSI), Williams %R, commodity channel index, stochastic oscillator, and Bollinger Bands for indications of overbought levels. Set strict profit targets and consider taking partial profits as the market reaches these levels. Use trailing stops to protect gains and manage risk. Stay updated on market volatility and economic events that may impact the trend. Continuously monitor price action around key resistance levels and be prepared to adjust positions accordingly. Review and reassess the strategy at the end of each 1 week interval to adapt to changing market movements. Life always finds a way.
So I got these two generated with more capabilities, and alternative generated response is the same function in the back. I just trigger it twice. And these are similar strategies according to the last report. So I just started this report. Maybe I was trying to build my report in a certain way, and then now I'm doing this video. So that's why I was surprised when it talked about something But anyways, uh, let's get into it here. So it gave me a strategy, a prompt here. So this is what I like to do. I just like to. Oh, sorry. What? Okay, my finger twitched. There. I like to take this, and now I'm going to be changing, adding it in here. All right. So as you can see, it gave me the ether. Ether was probably the last report that I did, or it just decided to it knows that it was looking at Bitcoin and wants to see ether because I do have, like, in the history, you see I have Neo, ether here. What was the last one? You see, the last one was, this is the last one we did, and this was before ahead. So probably seems logical that he would give me that prompt. But let's just go flow with it because I want to see more. Put ether. I just want to make sure he wants me to be on 1 week here, using 1 week interval. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. Because once in a while he'll tell me 1 day or 4 hours, and I just follow through. I just let him decide, and I see what he wants to do. Obviously, oh, and another thing I like to do is, we are talking about what type of market again? Um, let's see, a bullish detection. We are talking about the conclusion. Where's the conclusion here? Expansion. Okay. So the agent, I have one, expansion analysis agent. Okay. So let's give him the agent title there. Expansion, and it knows already what indicator it needs. So it doesn't actually matter which one I want to put here, but expansion, I would go maybe expansion would be finding a top. What would be good for a top? Money flow and reversal patterns. Just like, and you can kind of play around. This is what's fun. So and kind of build and build and build. And once in a while, if you don't know nothing about indicators, you read and it talks to you about them, right? So, well, sometimes it does, sometimes not as much, but um, here it went in a certain fashion. It doesn't usually give me those, but that's okay. It's a report. Because every report is tiny, tiny, unique. It's reciprocal in a way. And the thing is that he's giving me a prompt, I'm giving back a prompt, and he's kind of guiding where he wants to go. I just choose between two prompts here, you know, which one I think could be more logical or less logical. Sometimes it seems more logical to be using this one, you know, because I could have did that. I could have chosen this one here, you know. Um, I decided to use this one. And let's see, is it still working? Yeah. Yeah. Still working. Oh, it's done. Boom. So again, 1 week, ETH, Ether, and let's try it out.
S/USD. Supermarket analysis agent. Interval used for the set/USD market analysis report is 1W. Introduction. This report provides an in-depth analysis of the ETH/USD market based on the latest market data. It examines the current state of the market and utilizes various technical indicators to identify potential reversal patterns. The report aims to guide investment decisions by offering insights into market behaviors and identifying key transition points. Additionally, it considers market volatility and potential impacts from economic events to provide a broader economic context. 1. Market state identification. Moving averages. The moving averages are likely to be upward sloping, indicating a potential uptrend in the market. Relative Strength Index, RSI. The RSI is above 50, moving towards 70, suggesting bullish momentum. Average Directional Index, ADX. The ADX is above 25, indicating the presence of a trend. Based on these indicators, the market state appears to be in an upward trend. 2. Reversal pattern identification. Moving averages. Moving averages can be used to identify potential reversal patterns when a short-term moving average crosses above or below a long-term moving average. In this case, it would be important to analyze if a bearish or bullish crossover is occurring, which could indicate a potential reversal in the market trend. B. Relative Strength Index, RSI. The RSI is a momentum oscillator that can indicate overbought or oversold conditions. When the RSI is above 70, it suggests the market may be overbought.
So it's explaining.
Conversely, when the RSI is below 30, it suggests change in money flow. CMF. The change in money flow is an indicator that combines price and volume to assess buying and selling pressure. A positive CMF suggests buying pressure, while a negative CMF suggests selling pressure. Reversal patterns can be identified when the CMF changes from positive to negative or vice versa. 3. Analysis of current market conditions. Based on the reversal indicators discussed above, the current market conditions suggest a potential reversal in the ETH/USD market. The moving averages are upward sloping, reflecting a bullish trend. The RSI is above 70, indicating overbought conditions and a possible reversal. Additionally, the CMF may offer insights into the buying and selling pressures, potentially indicating a reversal pattern. 4. Key transition points and rationale. To identify potential market transition points, we can look for specific instances where the indicators discussed above align with price movements. Some key points to analyze include the price touching or moving above the upper Bollinger Band, the RSI crossing above 70, the stochastic oscillator crossing above 80. These points indicate potential overbought conditions and could serve as turning points for the market trend. 5. Consideration of market volatility and economic.
Yeah, it's kind of long, right? But it's really well defined, and it's actually fun. Like if when I'm by myself, I just sit here and listen to it. Maybe you folks want to listen to it, or I'm tiring you guys out. I'm not sure. But anyways, I just want to go flow through here again. Capitalizing on expansion, riding the bullish wave. And while I was doing this, I was like saying to myself, like, okay, there's other things that I can do. I could use these strategies. Okay, that's a big one. And this one here, interval 1 week, crypto asset. Okay, there. I like this because this is what
shows overbought conditions or potential reversal signals based on RSI. Williams.
I wanted to use the Elliott wave again. So what I'm going to do is I will take this last piece here. Just the fact that I saw that it had the Elliott wave here, and where do I? Based on the market. Okay, the prompt starts here, so I'm going to take all that. How big is it? Remember the guidelines. Okay, so I'll copy that, paste that there, and up here I will still on expansion, so I'm going to leave that agent there. Here I'm going to use the Elliott. What else do I have? Trend. Oop. Okay, I'm going to do something, but then I have to go fix it. I want this just like before, but then my prompt came back. So I have to take this again. I think it was already on my. I can just. now we're all set 1 week. Set 1 week, I think it is. Interval 1 week. And what I can do is, let's try changing this to LTC. And change that to LTC. Whoa. There we go. Just wanted to see a big, and boom, it's gone. So I'm going to pause, make this quick. And I haven't had any bugs yet, because it happens. Like, it just like, oh, I went over my token limit. Okay, give me some analyze it from extreme reading above plus 100 or below. Okay. So we got the LTC, the 1 week report.
Percentile or Bollinger Bands. Expansion.
Stop that.
Supermarket analysis
There we
agent.
go.
Interval used for this crypto asset. LTC/USD market analysis report is 1W. Market analysis report. LTC/USD. Overview. Based on the latest market data, this report aims to provide an insightful analysis of the LTC/USD market. It examines various technical indicators to identify the current state of the market and potential opportunities. The report considers trend identification, momentum, overbought/oversold conditions, and possible reversals. Additionally, recent trends and changes in these indicators are taken into account. Trend identification. Moving averages. Assess the upward or downward slope of moving averages, EMA, HMA, to determine the current trend. Average directional index, ADX. Analyze the ADX value to identify the strength of the current trend. Momentum indicators. Rate of change. ROC. Evaluate the ROC to identify momentum building up in the market. Moving average convergence divergence, MACD. Use the MACD to understand the momentum of the market. Overbought/oversold indicators. Relative strength index, RSI. Monitor whether the RSI is above or below certain thresholds to identify overbought or oversold conditions. Williams %R. Look for extreme values in the Williams %R to determine overbought or oversold levels.
It's going to be long. It's explaining.
To identify overbought or oversold conditions. Reversal indicators. Elliott wave theory. Analyze the Elliott wave patterns to identify potential reversals. Bollinger Bands. Monitor whether the price is touching or moving above/below the upper/lower Bollinger Bands to detect potential reversals. Market phase identification. Peak. Market shows overbought conditions, such as RSI above 70, stochastic oscillator above 80, or price touching or considering the current state of the LTC/USD market. It is critical to monitor the identified indicators regularly and adjust the trading strategy accordingly. By observing the trend, momentum, overbought/oversold conditions, and possible reversals, investors can make informed decisions and seize potential trading opportunities. Additionally, keep an eye on
It happens once in a while. Nada.
Generated with more capabilities. Based on the current trend detection in the organized memory collection, the market state in the ETH/USD market is indicating an upward trend.
It'll give me another prompt, but
market trend would be the peak indicators. In light of the suggested
it didn't give me.
design a prompt for a new trading.
It happens once in a while. It'll explain in depth all the indicators when it does, but won't tell me if how the market feels, you know. But in general, it does. It always says recovery or expansion or contraction, and it will tell me even in 30 minutes, 15 minutes, you know. I've been in an hour, and I wanted to finish off with my last file here, which is just we're kind of coming back to the front end, but where where this comes from, the agent type. And I I think I can close that now for a minute. The indicators are all inside an array, so I can just kind of add, you know, um, the market analysis options. You know, this is this one right here. Technical, financial, swing trading strategy, momentum, and you kind of build your prompts, and because you can do a whole whack of things. I mean, it feels very. You can't use all the, but you'd have to do it a lot of times before you get all the buttons. You know what I mean? So just with that, because you're choosing one of these, and then you're choosing one of these, and one of these, and then you have. I just added this for myself here, where I could, you know, choose. It just puts a prompt in. I have a few predetermined prompts that actually need to be upgraded. Um, and I said that I wanted to maybe do a prompt. Eh? So I don't know if I should go real complicated or just simple here. Hmm. Hmm. Not that one. Hmm. Can't remember. There's one thing I wanted to change that I wanted to test, but now I'm in the video, and I think I'm gonna have to cut that out, folks, because I'm just gonna kind of throw you folks all over the place here. Um, so I hope that, by showing a bit of the back end, um, because I like seeing other people's how they set up their prompts. How what they're trying to get, and what they're trying to build, and how they're setting up to get what they want. Because I think a lot of people out there will want to try to do Jarvis, you know, and that will require a lot of, yeah, you use ChatGPT to solve something, to get something else, things like that. So, okay, I finish off with my video being, okay, there we go. All right, in focus, folks. Till next time. So that was a big breather. So, ciao, ciao.